What you are looking at right now is the reason ad agencies are panicking. Stunning video creatives generated on autopilot for a couple of pennies in just minutes instead of weeks. And I'm going to show you exactly how to build this engine. Here's the problem. A winning ad creative used to last 3 months. Now it lasts 3 days. The algorithms are hungry. If you're trying to feed them by scripting, filming, and editing every single trend by yourself, you have already lost. You cannot outwork the internet. You need a system that moves faster than trends. I tested this on a brand new social channel. I saw trend breaking, and instead of wasting days filming and editing, I let the engine run. The result? Over 100,000 views in just 24 hours, while everyone else was still writing scripts. I had already captured the attention. That's the power of speed. But you can't move that fast with your content if you're doing everything manually or waiting on agencies. I built a system that gives you a third option. I call it the Video Creative Engine. It scans live cultural trends, writes the scripts, and produces broadcast quality video ads on autopilot starting at just 17 cents. An editor charges 500. That means you can test 3,000 different angles for the price of one single video. You see, with short attention spans, creative fatigue sets in fast. People get bored of seeing your ad and it stops working. But instead of panicking, you use this engine to test endless hooks and angles. You'll always have something fresh to show your audience without waiting weeks. And you control this engine using a custom Airtable dashboard that makes it super easy to pump out video creators 24/7. Here's how it works. It's a glass box system where you don't just prompt and pray. You have control through a human-in-the-loop principle, which provides multiple quality control steps. Let me show you how. You can input any vibe. You select your product. Then you select a playbook, like UGC from a dropdown to guide the creative direction. You choose a length, and then hit create. The system then generates 5 unique concepts. You approve the best one. Then it generates the first frame, a perfect product shot for just 2 cents. Then you hit render draft to see the motion. That only costs you 15 cents.
Came here to chill, and somehow these invincibles turn my lazy beach trip into a streak of sunrise runs I actually look forward to.
If you don't like the direction, you can enter your feedback and retry. If it looks great, you hit Pro Render for just 75 cents. This protects your margins because you only pay for the winners. This dashboard is crucial because if you want to sell this system to business clients, you cannot hand them a complex wall of nodes. They need a simple button. This Airtable setup allows non-technical teams to wield the power of automation without ever looking at the code. That's why I put the full agency system inside Creative Automation Academy. You get the commercial Airtable dashboard and a complete sales playbook on how to package, price, and sell this engine to brands who are desperate for it. You aren't selling them AI videos, you're selling them a creative factory that big agencies can't compete with. However, the commercial dashboard runs on Airtable Teams, which costs $24 a month. I don't want you to pay just to learn. So we are going to build the prototype on Google Sheets. It's 100% free, but the engine underneath is almost identical. It uses these same AI models, like Nano Banana and Sora 2. By the end of this video, you'll have a factory that turns any simple idea into stunning video creatives. I dropped the free workflow files below. Download them, open n8n, and let's get to work. However, having the engine is one thing, knowing how to tune it is another. If you want results that you can actually sell, you need to pay close attention to the upcoming settings. First, storage. You need an images folder and a videos folder. Crucial step, you must right click on the images folder, go to share and set the access to anyone with the link. Because we're using Sora 2 through Kie.ai, it needs to see your reference images to process them. Next, the database. I've uploaded the template in the free builders library, the automation source. We have 4 tabs. First, the command center. This is where you select your offer, input any idea or vibe, and then hit generate. For the agency grade dashboard, I've included a dropdown and an additional table that defines the creative directions in this playbook. But for our MVP version, the creative directions are hard-coded into the system prompts. Second, the production pipeline. This is where we store all the results. Third, the product catalog. This is the truth source for specs and prices. Make sure to upload your product images to a public drive folder. And fourth, the brand DNA. This holds your tone of voice and visual guidelines, so the engine always creates content that's completely on brand. This DNA, together with the system prompts, is what you'll need to tailor the most to your own brand. What I've written is just an example, because every brand and product has different demands and pitfalls. To make this sheet work, you need to activate the connection to n8n. For that, we will use this script you can also find in the project files. Go to Google Apps Script and paste it in. Here, you need to insert your webhook URLs. Don't forget to save, go to Triggers, and add one just like this. Confirm the OAuth. Now let's build the engine. Phase 1 is the strategy branch. It triggers when you change the status in the command center to generate concepts. We start by looking up the product catalog and brand DNA. Note that when you import the workflow, these sheet nodes will look broken. You'll need to open them, select your specific sheet file, and manually map the expression columns again. Next, the creative agent generates the ideas with 5 different angles. It uses web search to find current trends related to the product, so we can create viral-worthy content. For production, you can use GPT 5.2, but during development, you can save some costs by using GPT 5.1. Or even the mini model. But overall, the LLM costs are marginal, a couple of cents per run. Here we're using a code node, not a standard output parser. Standard parsers often break when AI generates complex lists. This JavaScript manually cleans the data array so it never fails. Finally, we dump the 5 concepts into the pipeline sheet for you to review. If you like the angle, you can activate the image generator through this dropdown. This pipeline here functions similar as above. We provide our initial scene prompter with the creative brief, brand DNA, and product specs. The image prompter then generates the initial scene for our ad creative. You have to tailor this system prompt. Every brand is different. Test and refine this prompt to match your specific vision. Before you spend any credits, you can test out the image prompts either through AI Studio for the standard Nano Banana version or the Gemini app for the Pro version, but it's limited to 4 results a day. For generation, we use Nano Banana over Kie.ai, the best and cheapest provider for generative AI tools. I've linked their site below. Just sign up, upload $5 in credits, get your API key, and set up your credentials in n8n. We're using the standard Nano Banana endpoint here, which only costs 2 cents per image. It's usually sufficient, but if your product packaging is a bit more intricate or uses lots of text, use the Nano Banana Pro model for better results. During your setup, don't forget to pin this node after you ran it once. This way you can tweak the downstream nodes without paying for new image generation every time you hit execute. If this errors out, say the API is overloaded, we now catch that error and write it to the Google Sheet. This way you aren't sitting in the dark wondering why the image never appeared. You'll see exactly what happened. Again, your image gets loaded into your production pipeline, where you can give green light to render your video draft. Our video director writes a multi-scene timed script for specific camera angles and audio cues for the sound design. Now, here, I've experimented a lot. This system prompt is made to write complex prompts to direct the ad, but you can also re-prompt it to provide a simpler video prompt. Like this one, only providing minimal instructions. Personally, I've had better, more creative results with less instructions, but more control with these longer, timed out prompts. Again, we're using a code node parser to sanitize the prompt before sending it to Sora. We're using the standard Sora 2 model. This is our draft mode since it only costs 15 cents. We use this to validate the creative direction. If it looks weird, we rerun it cheaply, adapting the prompt. This way, we never send a raw prompt to the Pro model without passing the gate first. After reviewing the draft, we can hit the money button. We take the exact same prompt and reference image that we validated in phase 3, but send it to Sora 2 Pro. It costs a bit more, about 75 cents for a 720p video, but it delivers great results. Less blur, better audio and physics. Note that this can take around 7 minutes to render. Not every render is a guaranteed success. You might need a couple of tries to really get it right. Generative AI isn't perfect, it's often random. And even using the same prompt and reference image, you get different results. But overall, we get insane quality. And that's the build. But if you want the agency grade upgrade, I'm talking the custom dashboard, the full creative playbook, and system engineering deep dives. That's all inside the Academy. We cover advanced prompting and brand DNAs so you can perfect this system for any business. And the entire sales process, how to find clients, crush the demo call, and actually get the deal signed. The link to join is in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.